Okay, here's the introduction. I don't know if you remember the agenda with the Paris Tower, Paris Eiffel Tower, the yellow agenda that you decided to not keep on your YouTube channel. The first video you posted ever that you decided not to keep there. What is the real reason why you decided not to keep it there? Was showing that you tried to hide something because you thought that this was not helping your cause, and you said that your cause was to expose me, and your YouTube channel was to prove that you held to the same version of your feelings toward me from beginning to end. So you wanted to expose me. You wanted to prove to everybody that you never felt anything for me except agape love. But then you're not talking about when we first met at Sinaï, and I did not even spoke a word about Jesus before you right away you told me that you felt that with me it was different than with anybody. Okay, you said that you felt that it was more than just cousin. Then maybe you were trying to say brotherly love, but how is it that with me you were feeling that way, but with others you would not say that? You would not say that to any other. So there was something different with me. And I want to talk about Ulysse one more time. When you did not believe that Ulysse would be alive another season, how long and how many seasons after he was kept alive before you finally decided to put an end to his suffering? Now, you cured me, and I did not heal your knot in your back, and neither did I heal the tumor over the back of Ulysse, your dog. But what I did is prove that it was exactly the same as in the story in the Bible, because I say exactly the same in a parallel way, that when Elijah met with the widow woman and her only son, at the time that Elijah was sent to the widow woman, she had no hope in living another day. But it says in the scriptures that when Elijah was with her, then she lived many days. So when I went at your place, and you told me that you had no hope that Ulysse would live any longer, and then I said to you, Ulysse, your dog will live, but when you decided that I would not be there anymore, then he didn't live, because you kept the color. I said Ulysse was representing my hope. Your sister, your little sister, told me that Ulysse was dead when he was yet still alive. You kept Danny, La Voix, instead, and there was no life possible with him. So Now you are with Simon Larouche, and you said that you were content with your situation with him. So you are expressing that the love that you have toward him must not be so high that you could say any different. That the love that you would say regarding you had with Danny Lavoie, or with me, or with Frank, or any other, because you know, if you say with me it's agape love, but you set me apart saying that you thought of me to be more than a cousin, and you cannot say that about other, and you went to defend Danny Lavoie because you said he needed more the money, but I told you, well, who need more the love then? And then you said that Danny Lavoie was as I described him to be, so it means that I really knew him. I knew him how he was, not that I slept with him to know who he is. But first, you were telling me in the past, you were telling me that I don't know any of your ex. But it seems that I knew them more than you do, because from the start I told you about them, and you were still not believing me when I told you about them, and now you have no choice but to go back on your words and say that I was right. So, my spirit is always right. You have been telling me your pregnancy was proving that my spirit was wrong because there was no pregnancy, and then after that, right away, you had your second born. Continually, you've been lying. You've been lying about the massage. You've been lying about there's nothing to be found in Agenda 2016. Now there's another sign. Samuel showed me something. Because you know in the Bible, Elijah seeing the widow woman, she thought of dying the next day. Elijah saying to her, you're going to live, you and your son. And they lived many days. When she did not believe that she would live another day, neither her, neither her son. When I went to your place with Ulysse, you did not believe that Ulysse would live much longer. He would not go by another season. I said to you he's going to live. And then he lived more than one season. He lived how many seasons? So, another parallel to prove with the scriptures that the same words are happening to prove who's the man of God. So, what is about the man of God? Well, the man of God is called the man of God because he's putting God first. And I showed how much I loved you, and still I put Jesus first because I know that without him you would not be there. So I better have my fear of God and not go right away and take and believe that when it is ready, when you are ready, then you will do something. So you've been talking about, you thought that all of this was a lie. From the start, you thought that my love or my desire was all kept for imagination, and you said that I would have kept it in my imagination, but you better love the real thing. So, also, you told me in another message how since I didn't react right there when you told me that you wanted to see me in person, you thought that I didn't really want to see you. So, when you're saying that you don't want to have anything to do with me, when you say that you don't feel anything, then how can I believe you, since the full display of all your emotion betray your art. You feel something, else you would not do this. So stop saying that you don't feel anything. You know, it's always the same thing with you. You make a video saying that you have a life with Simon Laroche and you're going to continue to be happy, but at the same time you say you're content with the situation, so it means that you're not really happy. You're always doing this. You say you don't feel anything about me. You kept to the same version of the story about your feelings, your art concerning me, but it's always the same thing. You live in lies all the time, and you believe your lies, and you look at my direction and you're thinking that I make up stories that are delirium, but you know them to be true. So I don't know what was your plan, but what was your plan? Because if it's already done, then I really don't understand what was your plan. Alright, so let me show you something. You have Buddha here. Well, the guy believing that you must not run away. And then, he's not Buddha, but his belief is that you need to face every challenges. Face whatever comes at you with dignity and do not run away from challenges. In one of your videos, you said you accepted my challenge. You accepted my challenge, but now it's more like shut up. So you accepted my challenge. Are you going to go through it fully? You said you wanted to make a testimony on YouTube. Are you going to make a real testimony? And Samuel found something. Okay. You got René Franklin, The Truth That No One Sees. And then he's talking about Elvis Presley. And then he's saying that there is a Alice comet with the sun in the sky. But the thing is that those signs, they were for the Eton. They were for the Eton. René Franklin, he represents the Eton. And those signs were for the Eton. The sign that is for the Christians is Jonas. The sign of the prophet Jonas is the gourd that was made withered by a worm, prepared from God, that made Jonah want to end his own life. Okay, so a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. You've got what it says here. Wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. Now you've got René Franklin. He's saying Alice Comet was the sign. He's saying the truth that no one sees. But he does not have Jesus. So there's no truth. If you have Jesus, you have truth. If you don't have Jesus, you have no truth. He's looking for a sign. Then he's talking about how I make fun of people on the YouTube, and I put to shame. But all that he had done, overall his video, was exactly that. Make fun of people and put to shame. So you have great hypocrisy, and he's looking at the signs in the sky. He's saying it is the truth. Jesus was saying, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah. And he left them and departed. So, when in the scriptures, the apostles are asking Jesus about, is there going to be any signs, and what would be the signs of the coming? And then there's a list of things talking about signs in heaven and stuff like that. Okay, like for example, Ali's comet was a sign in the sky. So Jesus answering them that there is a list of signs. He's not talking even about the sign of the prophet Jonah. He's not even talking about it at all. But it's still in Matthew. In Matthew, it's talking about the only sign is given, the prophet of Jonah. So what does it mean? Is it a contradiction? What it is that there is a list of signs that Jesus was talking about that the people who don't believe in Jesus would be able to see. Okay? René Franklin calling it the truth that no one sees. So Jesus was making a list of the things that the people who don't believe, they would not be able to ignore those signs. But the people who believe in him would know that the true sign was the sign of the prophet Jonah. When my cousin showed up, I said, what? Well, everybody should believe. Everybody should be on their knees, and everybody should repent, and everybody should give glory to Jesus. But people thought that it was a big joke. But still were kind of surprised that she would stay this long. And then kind of surprised to understand that all that I said concerning her was true. Even for many years when people thought that it was all my imagination because she was not there. But now she is. And she's telling me, shut up, because when you run out of argument, then that's what you can come up with. So shut up is her last word here. And stop calling my name over rooftop. Well, if you would be very confident that you would expose me, then why you say that you're afraid that I'm speaking so much your name? So you've got my report when I said about when I met with my cousin Marianne. She said to me that she named her son Thomas, her firstborn, because she was very mad that God did not prevent that the biological father would take responsibility, but instead the day of the birth at the very hospital where her son was born and the biological father was working there, and he denied to be the father. Then later on, when I met, because this happened, then when I was with my cousin for a time, she said to me, there's one thing I want my son Thomas to have a father. Then she went back to force the biological father to go back in the picture, of the family picture. But now she's in full regret. And then she was telling me, Jonathan, don't try to take the role. Thomas already got a father. So this was from Jesus Christ. Of course, this was from Jesus Christ to make her aware of this. She was making video talking about how she was witnessing the biological father of Thomas to be having wrong behavior with her son, and yet when she had a choice, she decided to go back and get the the biological father who was mistreating, okay, bad behavior, shaking, violent with her son, and she decided to give him more space to risk more violence and more wrong behavior because what? Because it was all part of a rebellion. Okay? It was all processing about rebellion, okay? All of this that she has ever done was a way to display full rebellion against God. Then in the recent video that she had posted, it was even further because, you know, she had made expression about she wanted to go in the cult of against the Lord, you know, following with change of plan, which is really plain Satanism, okay? And then you have the thing with Spaghetti Monster. You had the thing with shaving your head, burning a Bible, going around with Vincent calling himself Demon Legion. Everything, full display of rebellion against God. And that's why, okay, the public stoning, that's why the fulfillment of the law, woman taken adultery, Jesus did not judge her there, but it didn't mean that he would not after. And then it's so sure to me that when he changed the name of Simon Bar Jonas for Peter, it was because Jesus could throw him at her. Because, you know, Peter is a sinner. Jesus is sinless. Jesus can throw Peter at her as to stone her. And I believe this, 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 I believe this. I really believe it. I really believe it. I mean, how can I not believe it when I was not invited and I prepared weeks in advance to show myself at her place on birthday, and she was there. As Jesus told me, wait from 5 to 6. From 5 I was there. At 6 she did show herself. Then I was going away. She asked me, don't you want to come in? And then she told me, well, people didn't think about me over my birthday, but you are there, and so I'm glad that you disobey my voice. How can she not hear this? Even though she might be heartless, wicked, evil, how can she not, you know, how can it not reach to her heart? So, all of this. Now, Samuel, he showed me a sign in the sky. Because they won't believe. Jesus said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed, blessed are they that have not seen and yet believed. Change of Plan was talking about continually saying, well, you see, they never saw God, but then how is it that Jesus is the, you know, Yahweh, the Father, Jesus is the Father, but not Yahweh, because they have seen, they knew about Yahweh, but they had never seen the Father. Well, Jesus said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed, blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. So, when she told me about her story with the biological father of Thomas, he left the same day of the birth of Thomas. So she named her firstborn Thomas because she thought about, well, I need to see to believe then because see what's happening. She said to me that she was Thomas. I told her, you're not Thomas. And Thomas is the soul and you are Magdalene, and then she said to me, this must be true. Right away. She cannot deny this. Did you lie when you said this must be true when I told you Magdalene? First thing you did not even think. You looked down and you said this must be true. So you said you were Thomas. You need to see to believe. But at least Thomas, after seeing you did believe, but you still reject. You say it's not for you. Because you're not happy that I'm putting you always in the midst of all my story. Okay, when I'm telling you about Jesus, I have to tell to you about yourself too, because you are part of his story. And you said to me that you could have been impressed and respect my passion, seeing my faith, but you don't like it that you are always in the story and it's, for stoning. Well, why don't you do the things that I could say good about you then? Because it's not good what you have done. So, Jesus is the truth. I'm not going to lie. What you have done, good. I said what it is. You kept your children. So, what else can I say about you that was good? You did not even remember that you cooked for me. Well, that would be good that you did cook for me. But, do you know why I did not say that? Because you said that I was just bringing Pepsi can that I would steal from my parents for to bring to you to try to sleep with you. That's why. When you know perfectly over thousands of dollars, over generosity that you esteem to be nothing. Because if I did all that to sleep with you, how is it that I didn't? When you gave me all indication that I could have. And then you had to change all your story and say, no, that you didn't, never really want it. Well, you wanted to give me back. You're not able to admit to that. So you're not able to admit to anything. And that's why I'm saying that you need to capitulate, because repentance to you is never done fully. You are as you are. Jesus said unto him, Thomas, because there is many, many signs that you should have believed. And confess. But you believe in secret and you're trying to flee from yourself. How can you flee from yourself? Wherever you go, you are. Jesus said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. The thing about a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas, and he left them and departed. You've got, shut up. Well, shut up means you're losing. Well, what is the reward for the winner? Then you have Jonathan Clegg here with his Sasquatch hide and seek. And he put underwear over the head of the stuffed toy that he's got, and he's saying that it's you and me and he wants to hug you, and he's putting underwear over the head of the stuffed toy.
In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Okay, the end of the world's here. I know you can see it. If you've been converted, I'm talking to you. I know you can see it now. It's easy to see. If you haven't been converted, go look at the channels that the Lord's let me put up. Who could show you that the Vatican's a snake? Who could show you all these images of dead sheep that are hidden in plain sight?
Well, I saw it too the other night when I went to the cleaning to do the cleaning job, and I had to show the tower, and there was water coming out from it, and Magdalene means tower, and they didn't even know that there was water coming out from it. But it took some time. I had to push a lot over the button before the water really did come out. So maybe it's relating to something else. So when I'm looking back at this here, glory of God consulting, take back your power now, tower, Magdalene or Rodney, drag queen. Okay, they really went to change the P for a T, so power become tower, and they did it at the exact same spot where I did the recording the last time. Why they did that? They put the thing with the virus and they caused everybody to change their behavior daily. This new statue with a tower showing the piece and a chest, the tower. You got Magdalene. Magdalene is tower. next to it, you have Mary. Then next to it, you have Martha. Power. Bon, fait qu'on avance vers l'endroit qu'on était. The last time Samuel was staying in the parking lot in the car, but this time I asked him to follow me to make sure that if there would be not enough lighting, he could put some lighting. Ah, it's right there. Ok, c'est ici. C'est exactement là. Ok, parfait avec ta lumière. The last time I recorded at the exact same spot a couple months ago, it was reclaim your power. And then they put something else over to change the P. You clearly see that there was a P there, and they put it like tower, and it's using the same type of printing that they used originally. Reclaim your power, reclaim your tower. Then this was about the area Limoilou, and then I went another place where I saw that there was a tower, you know, like in the chess game, in center Quebec City, Saint John Street, Rue Saint-Jean. About then share with me. So just to give you an idea where we are exactly with the streets. Hey, tu sais-tu quelle rue on est, ça? Ok, bon. Il y a Saint-Jean, and the other one is Turnbull. So Ronna is going to make a video talking about the B-Bull. Ronna Franklin, il disait tout le temps quelque chose par rapport à un B-Bull. B-Bull? B-Bull? Ouais, fait que là c'est Turnbull. Et puis il y a Philippe Dorval. Okay, Philippe Dorval. Turnbull Avenue and Saint-Jean. So there's like three different roads here. There's this thing also here. I don't know what this is about. And there is this tower. I don't know what this is. Okay, this to me looks like a reptilian hand with the 3 fingers. You know they have 3 fingers? Like a claw. About. And there is. And it's in the direction pointing to the tower. There's water coming out from it. Magdalene means tower. Remember the sign of Jonas that the gourd was made withered. Withering, no water. The tower, Magdalene, there's water coming out from it, but I had to push the button a lot. This tower, like the chess game. Then there was the 2 men, one on top of the other, on a base. Why did you make so much effort for all the other X, but when it was with me, you decided instead of doing efforts, you tried to do everything to discourage me? My efforts. Because you were afraid. Because with me it was true love and you knew it. And you were afraid. C'est called trying $2 for $1. Tu vois-tu d'autres choses de spécial? Ça sert à quoi cette affaire-là? C'est pour pisser ou bien quoi? Hein? Y'a de l'eau qui sort de là? Non, y'a rien qui sort. Ah! Parce que, hein, tabarnouche, là. Fallait comme genre je pèse longtemps. Y'a quasiment rien qui sort, là. Il a fallu genre je pèse une petite coupe de coups pour que ça finisse par sortir.
Et on pisse au bout de l'eau.
Ah! Mais c'est soit pour boire de l'eau ou pour pisser. Un des deux. Ça a bonne odeur. Hey, sérieux, si j'avais su qu'il y avait de l'eau là, mais je suis pas sûr que ça doit être trop safe d'avoir de l'eau de là.
Ouais, je suis pas sûr. On va le voir.
Ouais, mais là, en tout cas, moi je pense que je prendrais pas trop le risque.
Je suis mesuré.
Bon, en tout cas, si tu dis que tu vois rien d'autre, je vais l'arrêter là.
Je pense qu'il faut boire de l'eau.
Tu veux, il faut qu'on voit de l'eau de là. La tour? La tour Magdalene? Tu vas boire l'eau de Magdalene? Attends, donne-moi ça, c'est moi qu'il faut que je bois ça. Ok, fait que moi je bois l'eau de Magdalene. Ça va pas me tuer toujours? Tu l'as baptisé, c'est correct?
Je t'ai baptisé.
Il n'y a pas le nom de téléphone, essaie de ne pas passer sur le piton. Là.
Je t'ai démunisé.
Ok, c'est vraiment l'eau de la tour Magdalene. J'espère que c'est la bonne eau. Je suis en train de faire des coups de mal ou.
Non.
C'est correct? And then after that, Castle, Tourelle. And then this. Do you see it? There is a tongue sticking out. It's been drawn after, and they put like 2 teeth like a rabbit, and they put the eyes here, so they draw over, and it's showing the same thing that Jonathan Clegg is talking about, the dead sheep with the tongue sticking out. It was also in Quebec City over, you know, John Baptist. There's some letters missing, and Precursor. And then it's showing like they draw a tongue sticking out from it. So the manifestation about the dead sheep that he's talking about, people really can see it. So people would trust him because they would see that what he said really showing everywhere. But that's why Jesus, he said, be careful with the signs, because the only sign is the sign of Jonah. Where is the story regarding the gourd to wither with Jonathan Clegg? There is none. Le baptême stick, the tongue, maybe it's just the sheep and the tongue sticking out. You know, we're on Saint Jean, it's Saint John. My faith is true, and it is really able to work wonders.
In statues and art of dead sheep that are hidden in plain sight, in statues, images of who could show you that the Vatican's a snake? Who could show you all these images of dead sheep that are hidden in plain sight in statues and artwork everywhere, all
I just showed you one.
over the place? Who in the world could show you all these things? And then I'm going to show y'all a marathon scripture video. And then I'm going to show y'all a marathon scripture video.
Marathon.
Video I'm going to deliver. I've already done the scriptures for you guys. I've already put them out there, part of the public domain. But I'm going to read every one script that I discussed in the like that. This represents you. Sheepdog, there's my buddy. This represents you. Sheepdog, there's my buddy. I love you in Christ. Everybody needs a hug every now and then. Yeah, I could use a good hug and get a hug back. That would be awesome.
So what about this now? Samuel, he sent me this. Last night, I saw it as I woke up this morning. And what is this about? He said, look at this. Then it's showing that. And you recognize Eiffel Paris Tower. Okay. The same as over Agenda 2016. Maybe. The yellow agenda with the Eiffel Paris Tower that you try to hide now. You said there's nothing in it. You wonder what I would look, what I want to know about it, what I could find in it. Well, you got to look at it because Paris Eiffel Tower, multiple times I showed you how every time that I see Paris Eiffel Tower, I'm thinking about your agenda missing that you found and you just don't want to show anymore. And here it says what? It's a post from Michael. And then it says an image at midnight. Marianne. Marianne. Okay, how it's written Marianne is the same way as I'm calling you, even though you write your name Marianne. It says Marianne lighting the city of light, because Paris is called the city of light. This is much more than just artifice. F group created yesterday at Paris a spectacle like no others, with 1,000 drones, pyrotechnic, at first at Paris. So it's the first time they did this, and it was from what, yesterday? And then bravo à Christophe Bertoneau et son équipe, his team, for this chef-d'œuvre. Piece of work. An artist or writer greatest piece of work. So you got the name Marianne in the city of light, 1,000 drones pyrotechniques at Paris, Agenda 2016, your Agenda 2016 with Paris, and it says it's a first, and you've got a post from Michael Demangi, and over the page of Lalo Isao. So do you see that you need to show Agenda 2016? Because else it's not going to stop on hunting you. If you want to shut me, what can you do really to shut me? You've tried a lot to shut me. You cannot. I said try with the truth. Because you don't want to go for the kiss. So try with the truth. Isn't it a song in heaven there? Isn't it a song in heaven there? They looking for the song in heaven? Well, here's a song. Marianne, I said that she is the song of Jonas. She is the song of Jonas. The song of Jonas is not Jonas himself, it's Marianne. It's her. It's the God of Jonas. Is the song of Jonas.